jail. Okay, possible. Oh, I got you. All right. All right. Good morning, everyone. Court will resume with the May 31st, 2022 docket. And the first, we're going to call the female. They're both there. Okay. Well, the first one I have here is, was Melissa's there, right? Which is her case. That'll be number 6.
Jessica.
Okay, Miss Montes, good morning.
Good morning.
Your case, I believe, is Jessica del Carmen Paz.
Correct, Judge.
Let me see if I can do that one first. CR 2203-820D. That's a jail case. It'll be a plea, right, Mike?
Yes, Judge.
All right. She's kind of far away. I hope she can hear me. Will she need interpreting?
No, Judge. She
Okay.
won't.
Okay. That'll be CR 2203-820D, Jessica del Carmen Paz.
You know
Can
what,
you hear
Judge?
me?
I'm sorry. She does need interpretation.
She needs interpretation. Okay.
Yes, Spanish.
All right. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Jessica, levanta tu mano derecha, por favor. ¿Juras que el testimonio que vas a dar es la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Contestas. Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you, man. You may put your hand down.
Puedes bajar tu mano.
CR 2203-820D, Jessica del Carmen Paz. You're charged Class A misdemeanor resisting arrest. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Jessica, a ti te acusan de una clase A. Bajo la ley es no más de una multa de $4,000 y no más de un año en la cárcel. La pregunta del juez es, ¿comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
All right. You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. And that you waived those two rights in writing?
¿Comprendes que tú tienes el derecho de que un jurado oiga tu caso? También tienes el derecho de apelar. Pero es correcto que tú has rechazado esos dos derechos donde tú no quieres un jurado que oiga tu caso y el derecho de apelar. Esos son los documentos que le firmaste a tu abogada. ¿Es correcto eso, sí o no?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
¿Alguna vez te han declarado que estés mentalmente incompetente por un doctor?
No, señor.
No, sir.
All right. You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that you plead guilty in your case may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization under federal law?
Y tú comprendes que si tú no eres ciudadana de este país y te declaras culpable, eso puede resultar en deportación, exclusión o que te nieguen la entrada a este país bajo leyes federales. ¿Comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
And was that explained to you by your attorney?
¿Y eso se te explicó a ti por tu abogada?
Yes, God. Yes, Lord.
Okay. You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give your plea?
¿Comprendes tú que la corte no tiene que seguir la recomendación después de que tú te declares culpable?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
And how do you plead, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
¿Y cómo te declaras? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
¿Y te estás declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document offense report as Exhibit 1, notification, certification of defendant right of appeal as Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14, disclosure as Exhibit 3. State would also request defense counsel to stipulate in the venue and jurisdiction of the honorable court and to also submit that the evidence has been filed sufficient to plead guilty.
No objection, Your Honor, so agreed to and stipulated.
Without objection, so it'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. And a recommendation, please?
Yes, Judge. The state recommend $100 fine, court costs, 43 days in the Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 43 days, Judge.
43 for 43?
Yes, Judge.
Court will hereby waive the fine and court costs. It'll be a time served. 43 days in jail, credit for 43. That'll do it, time served.
Jessica, te va a dar tiempo servido. Ya serviste tu sentencia. 43 días, crédito por 43 días. Si no tienes nada más pendiente, debes de salir hoy más tarde. Suerte.
Thank you, my Lord.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You're
Thank
excused.
you.
Bye-bye.
That's all we have.
Your Honor,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have,
Thank you,
I
Jill.
have,
Bye-bye.
Your Honor, I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
one last thing.
Yeah.
Just to put on the record that as part of the plea bargain agreement, the state has decided not to proceed on a revocation on CR 2202528D.
Not to proceed.
Yes, Judge.
All right, that'll be on the record.
Okay.
All right, that'll do it. Thank you very much. You're excused, man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mr. McPherson has number 7, Israel Bazan.
All right, Mr. McPherson, you have Israel Molina Bazan. Deferred
Yes, sir.
adjudication.
Judge, this is a plea to the court. He's asking for time served.
Oh, he's asking for time served?
He's asking for time served. The
Okay.
state's not recommending it. They're recommending deferred. My client's been in jail 17 days.
Okay. All right. Okay, we'll hear the recommendation and then we'll go with the request. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. CR 2204-786D, Israel Molina Bazan. Your charge, possession of marijuana, Class B misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those two rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
I plead guilty, sir.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir. I
All
had
right,
on
state.
me.
Okay, thank you. State.
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and offense report as stated with 1, notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as stated with 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure as stated with 3, waiver of arrest and need assessment as stated with 4. State would also request defense counsel to stipulate the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and to also stipulate that evidence has been filed sufficient to cover plead guilty.
Judge, we have no objection and we so stipulate.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. And a recommendation, state?
Yes, Judge. As defense counsel briefly state, this is going to be an open plea, Judge.
Okay.
Judge, the state recommend $100 fine, court costs, 4 months deferred, and a drug education course, Judge.
4 months deferred and in a drug class. Okay. And Mr. McPherson? Yes, sir.
Judge, my client's asking for a time served case. I think he's been in jail like 17 days already. I think he would prefer a time served type case.
All right, we'll make it 0 fine plus 0 court costs. 17 days in jail credit for 17, time served. We'll do a time served. All right,
Thank you.
that'll do it. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. May we be
Yes, sir.
excused?
You may be excused. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Mr. Salinas has Elijah Morado, got 5 cases.
All right, 5 cases on Elijah Anthony Morado.
Possible dismissal on
On 2,
number
right?
3
It'll be
and
number
number 5.
3 and number 5. So state, I think it'll be a plea on 3 cases and possibly 2 dismissals.
Well, Judge, on number 1, Judge, or at least on number 1 on my end, for the assault causes bodily injury, Judge, to a family member, that one's an announcement, Judge, essentially.
That's going to be an announcement? Okay.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so the ones he's going to plead to are
Number 2 and number 4.
number 2 and 4, I think.
Number 2 and 4. That's correct, Judge.
2 and 4. That'll be an assault and a criminal mischief.
Yes, Judge.
Oh, okay. All right, we have Elijah Anthony Morado. Now he's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases. And let me see here. The ones he's gonna plead to 2 cases, and there'll be like 3 announcements on the other cases. So let's do the pleas here. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Yes. All right, you may put your hand down. 2 cases here. CR 21-07072D, Elijah Anthony Morado, assault, class A misdemeanor. CR 21-07077D, Elijah Morado, class A misdemeanor, criminal mischief. Each case is a class A misdemeanor. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that for each case, you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waive those two rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give a plea?
Yes.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on both cases?
Yes, sir.
All right. State?
Yes, Judge. State offer plea document and offense report as Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure as Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and need assessment as Exhibit 4. State will also request defense counsel to stipulate in the venue and jurisdiction of the honorable court, and to also stipulate that evidence has been found sufficient to culpable plead guilty.
No objection, so agreed and stipulated, Your Honor.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on both cause numbers, CR 21-07072D and CR 21-07077D. And recommendations, how about the first one, CR 21-07072D?
Yes, Judge. The state recommend $100 fine, court costs, 178 days in the Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 178 days, and the defendant should stay away from Leonel Lopez Jr.
Leonel Lopez Jr.?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Okay, so, okay, no fine, no court costs, 178 for 178, it'll be a time served to stay away from Leonel Lopez Jr. Okay, did you understand that, Mr. Morel?
Yes, sir.
All right, the second case, CR 21-07077D. Yes, state.
Judge, this one's, I have to explain to you, Judge. This one will be a probation recommendation, Judge, but we're gonna set an open restitution. And if the victim doesn't come to us with the restitution amount by the restitution date, then
Okay.
the state will request a change of time served.
All right, so temporarily, I guess, on a temporary basis, it'll be a probation case up until we hear that if there's no restitution, then we can go back to the time served. Did you get that, Mr. Linas?
Yes, that's the understanding, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Let me get a date here on the, and then I'll get the June. It'll be June.
June 22nd
Huh?
at 11.
June 22nd at 11. June 22nd at 11 a.m. That's for the restitution. But in the meanwhile, what is our recommendation?
Yes, Judge. The state recommend $250 fine, court costs, 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail, probate for 14 months, an anger management course, a life skill course, an open restitution to South Texas Health System.
South Texas what?
Health System, Judge.
Health system. All right, South Texas Health System. Okay, in the meantime, no fine, no court costs, no community hours, 1 year in jail, probated for 14 months, anger management, life skill, and of course, the open restitution, which we're going to hear on June 22nd, 11 a.m. All right, and if of course there's no restitution, it'll be a time served. And the announcement in the other cases, state.
Yes, Judge. On, let me see which one. Okay, on the CR 21-029-65D, Judge, that one will be dismissed with, I'm waiting for the victim to provide me proof that he lives out of state, because he called my victim service unit advising us that he lived out of state, so he won't come to do an A&P in person. So once he provides me with proof of that, then I'll waive the A&P, Judge. And after that, then the defense counsel and I can come to an agreement to reduce his bond so that he could bail out, so he could take the anger management course, Judge. And after that, then after he complete that course, then we'll have victim testimony. Then.
Okay, so this one we need to give it a reset date, right? Let me give it a reset date. How much time do we need this one? Like 30 days or so, or 20?
If we can do a short reset, Your Honor, I just sent over to the state the utility bill where the uncle, the alleged victim, lives in Minnesota. Like
Right.
just right now.
And we could agree to like probably $500 cash surety.
Okay, we can do
Your
it
Honor,
June 20. I was gonna say
If
June
we-
22nd,
June 22nd.
11 a.m. Also set it for 11 a.m. and for announcement. Of course, if you all could come up with something before June 22nd, court will go ahead and accept that.
Your Honor, we can do a low cash bond, so
Yes.
my client can.
Right.
Right, just with the condition that he stay with the victim. That's it, Judge.
Yes. Okay. Okay, that'll be acceptable. But in the meantime, we'll set it on for the record, June 22nd, 11 a.m. Okay,
And I believe we have two dismissal announcements.
That is correct.
there's two more. Yes, state.
Yes, Judge, on CR 21-07073D, Judge, and on CR 21-14261D, Judge, that will be dismissed with the plea to the criminal mischief, just CR 21-07077D, Judge.
All right, court will hereby dismiss CR 21-07073D, CR 21-14261D, both of them state of Texas versus Elijah Anthony Morado. These cases are hereby dismissed. All right. So then for the June 22nd, we'll have the other two cases, the restitution and the announcement. Of course, if you can get out earlier, that's fine. All right.
Yes, what was going to be the bond amount, Your Honor?
Yeah. What would you recommend this one, Mr. State?
Judge, a small one, Judge, 500.
We can-
I would be asking for 100, Your Honor, just because he's already been 6 months incarcerated.
And the
Yeah,
state
yeah,
doesn't
okay.
oppose to that, Judge. Just
Okay, we can do 100 cash already,
with the condition stay
pending,
away.
pending what the state is waiting for, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Subject to. All right, thank you all very much. Y'all may be excused. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Is that your person?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, one more. Thank you. All right, jail, we have Raul Reese Jr. Is he there, Raul? I don't know, yeah, there he is. CR 2204-306D, Raul Reese Jr. Ms. Garza, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honor. Dora Garza for Mr. Raul Ruiz.
Yes, ma'am. What is your request?
Judge, in this case, I'm asking if Your Honor can consider a PR bond. Mr. Ruiz has been in jail since May 1st, Judge. And he is in a wheelchair. He is on disability. He's not able to post bond.
Okay, and I don't know that it could be a PR bond, maybe $100 cash already.
Judge, I
Judge,
don't think he
if I
has,
may.
I mean, how is he gonna, I don't think he has the money, Judge, to,
Okay,
he gets a disability check, but someone has to actually, I'm thinking, cash it and then sign for him. So that's the issue I'm having as far as him posting a bond.
Judge,
okay.
if I may.
State, yes,
Yes, Judge, we can't agree to a PR bond as one, Judge, because this is an assault case, and per the statute that went into effect last December, it has to be a cash surety on an assault case. And from what I understand, the defendant's being screened for mental health court right now, Judge.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
Mental health court.
Oh, mental health court?
Yes, Judge. So, I mean, it'd be more efficient for him to be screened while he's in custody, Judge.
Well, Judge, he's been incarcerated for a month. Why hasn't he been screened even before that?
So what do we
But-
do here?
Well, I mean, from what I understand, the victim in this case and also the defendant's parents are applying for a protective order. And they applied like a couple weeks ago, from what I understand. And
Let me get a real short recess like next week and until these things materialize and we'll see what we can come up with.
Judge, if at this point, at least a $100 cash surety bond, see if he's able to find someone that can do that. Just because, Judge, he was at his home and his sister came over to his house and began this altercation. So he's now sitting in jail, you know, having to wait. And if they wanted a protective order, they should have gotten one from the very beginning, Judge.
Okay, does he have any priors?
He has, the last one that I showed, Judge, was back in 2018, was his last arrest.
And what was it?
It was a possession of a controlled substance.
Any other prior assault cases?
The last one that I show here was back in 1987.
1987?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. State, you're saying that he may be subject to the mental health?
Yes, Judge, because from what I understand, the defendant lived on a property that's, he like living in a trailer home in front of his mom's property, Judge, and he got into argument with his mom over rent, and he threatened to set the place on fire, Judge, so to kill his parents. and his sister asked him what's going on, and he doused gasoline on her.
Mhm.
And that's the reason why, we have a reason to concern, Judge.
And
Okay.
I believe the whole family, Judge, has mental health issues. It's not just Mr. Ruiz. Whether he's screened or not, I think at this point, if Mr. Ruiz wants to participate, I don't think he can be forced to participate in a mental health program. However, Mr. Ruiz has been willing, Judge. He accepts, he's on disability. But again, Judge, he's been there for a month. He's in a wheelchair. It just, I think at this point, if we can get him a bond, hopefully maybe someone can help him. Otherwise, we're gonna be back here next week.
Judge, we can reduce the bond, Judge, but we want conditions, Judge.
Mhm.
Something that, to ensure that safety for the victim.
So upon getting out, he'll go back to a trailer home. Is that what it is?
He'll go back to his home. He lives there, Judge.
And by himself?
Yes.
From what the victim told me, Judge, the defendant's homeless. He lives with his brother who rent the place, the premise.
So the trailer home is not his?
From what I understand, yes, Judge.
My understanding, Judge, is he lives on his own, in his own place. He doesn't live with his mom or his sister.
Well, then if he gets out, we're gonna have to put in here in the release that he stay away from certain people.
Right, Judge, and he understands that. And again, Judge, I do remind that the alleged victim is the one that
Was the one that went to see him.
Yes, came to and attacked Mr. Ruiz.
Uh-huh.
From
All
what I
he did
understand-
was defend himself.
Judge, from what I understand, it's different, Judge. From what I understand, that the defendant brother rent the property in front of the mom's house. That's where the trailer's at.
And if he's renting, Judge, he's a tenant on his property. And whether it's in front of the mom's home, it's his place.
And you said the earlier you said that the protective orders, have they gotten in them already or not yet?
I think that the application is still in process, Judge. The domestic violence unit is handling those, Judge.
Well, because if you're gonna get a protective order, it seems to me you guys are gonna get it right away or you don't get it at all. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, why don't you get those protective orders, and upon getting those protective orders, we'll give him the bond. Or we give him a bond now, subject to protective orders that are out there for the victims.
I mean, Judge, if the protective orders are granted, initially, then that is something he'll be served with and he'll be aware of that.
Mhm,
Will be in addition to his bond here.
mhm. Let me give him let's set it for another week here so that we can allow people to get protective orders, and if they don't get them, I might have to do something else anyway.
Next Tuesday. Yeah,
Next
okay.
Tuesday?
The 7th, June 7th at 10 a.m.
June 7th, 10 a.m.
Your Honor, may I say
Yes.
something, sir?
Yes.
I already received a protective order already. I have received it already. Excuse me 1 minute.
Receive what?
Protective order.
Maybe.
Oh,
he
you already
has
have
it
protective
for-
order?
Yeah, I already have it here in paper.
When?
I don't know if you can see that.
When did you receive it?
Let's see, it tells you the date. Where is the date at? On the protective order was 5/18/2022. That's when it was filed electrically. And I just received it. And I have a schedule for tomorrow to be in downtown Port too.
Okay, what's the case number?
What do you see?
On top.
Starts with a P.
P.
Middle. There's some more here. I don't know which one. Here it is, right here. Case number P-0157-22J. And that's a protective order from my mother, not from my sister. My sister's the one who paid the charge on this. But there's a protective order from my mother because
Okay,
I
from
live
your
right
mother
there.
already.
Yes, sir, because my brother lives right there where my mother's property is at, where I
Okay.
rent.
Your
Which
sister
is
would just,
understandable. It's understandable because I really was gonna do that for her in my situation. But now she did it to me, but that's fine. That we have a good understanding of what's going on.
so your sister doesn't live with your mother?
No, sir.
Okay.
She came to my place. She came to my place,
Okay.
you know.
Was already protected order?
Have Rachel run it, say who.
Yeah, Rachel, can you find out, Rachel?
Yes, sir. It's out of the 430th District Court with Judge Israel Ramon.
Okay.
And they
That's
do have
tomorrow.
they have a show cause hearing set for June 1st, which is tomorrow at 1 p.m.
At 1 p.m. Okay. All righty.
So Judge,
Just for
the protective order was filed by mom. It's not even the alleged victim in this case.
There's two protective order actually, but
This is Noelia Ruiz versus Raul Ruiz Jr.
Okay, we'll leave it alone. I'll wait till what happens tomorrow and we can do it administratively. All right, let's find out after 1 o'clock, after 1 p.m. tomorrow. Let's see what happens. And we can probably issue the PR bond, I mean, the 100 cash surety bond tomorrow. Okay?
Judge.
All right, we can do it administratively. No, we won't set it for hearing. We'll just wait till tomorrow after 1 p.m.
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
All right. All right. All right. Thank you all very much. Thank you for that information. Now we're going to look at it, okay?
Judge, will we have a status hearing for in the future, or do we just?
No, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll let you know.
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you, Judge. That's all we have. May I be excused?
You're excused. Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, Mr. Salinas back on.
All right. We have Mr. Jorge Salinas. He appeared again. Let's see here. What case you could hear on
Yeah,
Mr. Salinas?
Eliza.
Your Honor, we can recall Elijah Morado's case, CR 21-02965D. I believe the uncle is online and available to put on victim testimony.
Okay. Let me see here. Who's the uncle?
Jose Reyes, Your Honor.
Yeah, he's not on. I don't see him.
Let me make sure.
What the? Oh yeah, we set it for 6:22. I mean, what? Yeah, there it is. All right, here it is. We have somebody that just logged on it. Maybe him. What's his name again? Reyes?
Jose Reyes, Your Honor.
Jose Reyes. All right, let me see. There's some moto. I'm thinking it's him. All right, let me see here. Try to connect. All right, he's still connecting. All right. And state, is he the victim, Jose Reyes?
yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, he needs to unmute.
Press your screen to unmute.
You need to unmute, Jose.
Yes. Can you guys hear me now?
All right, I can hear you now. Very well. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Are you Mr. Jose Reyes?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Are you ready, State? You want to ask me questions?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Reyes, you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, listen carefully to the questions. Mr. Gwen?
Yes, Judge. Please state your full name for the record.
Jose Dolores Reyes.
Okay. What is your relationship with the defendant?
That is my sister's son, which would be my nephew.
Your nephew.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened on or about
Yes.
March
On
17th,
that,
2021?
yes, on that day, my sister, I guess Tony was just he didn't feel like being at the house, but obviously at that time my sister didn't want him to run away, and for whatever reason, he stood up and he kind of started walking, and as he was walking away, I basically just took initiative and kind of got in front of him and just told him, "Hey, Tony, calm down, bro. They're gonna arrest you. They're gonna arrest you." It was well, basically, we just kind of got into it, but whatever I had on my back was basically self-inflicted because I was stopping him from leaving. I didn't want him to run away. The cops were out there. The cops were basically coming down the street, and I knew the cops were gonna, stop him, arrest him, and I didn't want him to resist for whatever reason, and then for him to get into any more trouble. So I basically just, I kind of bear hugged them. We fell down, and like I told the sheriffs that were there, whatever I have on my back or my arm was I'm the one that caught, that was self-inflicted. That was me falling down. He he never put his hands on me. It was me because yo me metí was we tripped over some pots that were there right in front of my mom's house, and I basically ate it on the floor. It was never him on top of me beating me up or anything. It was just I tripped over and I ate it on the floor.
Did he tackle you?
Well, I mean, if he's walking forward and I'm getting in front of him, that's not really tackling. That's me stopping him from going to where his whatever his destination was.
Okay. Is there history of violence in your relationship?
Mine and Eliza's?
Yes, yours and the defendant.
No, none whatsoever.
And are you concerned about any future violent acts from the defendant?
I didn't get that again. I'm sorry.
Are you concerned about any future violent acts?
No. He's not any concern. Like, I'm not concerned that he'll do that. It was just, he was just having a bad day. That's the way I saw it. And maybe I was a little bit too, I basically wanted him to calm down as I was looking. Like, it was two sheriffs coming from like either side of the colonia. So I was like, Tony, if you take off from here, bro, they're gonna arrest you. And that was basically my big thing. And was at the end of the day, the sheriffs, they see my back, and I said, hey, I don't want nothing to do with it, and they said, well, so we're seeing your back. Well, I'm like, well, I'm telling you, I fell down, like I tripped over the pot. So, and plus obviously they have their own version, and it's unfortunate that Tony had to get arrested that day.
Okay. Did you file an affidavit of non-prosecution with the district attorney's office?
I don't believe I did, sir, for the same reason that I never said, me, Jose Dolores Reyes, I want to press charges against Elijah. That never came out of my mouth. I didn't feel like if I had to do anything, I never stopped by the district attorney's office. No, I did not do that, if that's the question you were asking.
Okay. And why didn't you?
I mean, people work. Yeah, I worked, sir. I was working at that time, and I honestly did not have the time.
Do you wish to drop the charges against the defendant?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Okay. You do understand that by dropping the charges, this case cannot reopen in the future, correct?
Yes, understood, sir. I understand that 100%.
However, you do understand that if another incident was to occur, you could open a new case, right?
I didn't get that.
I said that, however, if you understand that if another incident was to occur, you could open up a new case, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood. Yeah, I understand that.
Okay. Judge, the state passes the witness, Judge.
Any questions, Mr. Salinas?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Reyes. State announcement?
Yes, Judge. Upon agreeing to the bond reduction amount, Judge, and the defendant bails out and taking an administrative course, Judge, then the state reviewing the evidence that the defense counsel provided us, then we'll dismiss the case, Judge. But after we complete the course, Judge.
Right. Is it going to be dismissed, or is it going to be the $100 cash surety?
It'll be $100 cash surety, Judge.
Okay. Can we do that now, or you're waiting for the anger management?
We could have that.
He's got to get out to do the. Okay, he's got to get out to do the anger management. All right, it'll be $100 cash surety bond. And the announcement?
How long does it take for him to do the class?
Yeah, how long will that take?
Your Honor, it shouldn't take more than 2 or 3 days, so a short reset.
We'll keep the 6/22 11 a.m. announcement.
Yes, Your Honor.
But if everything is done before the 6/22, it can be dismissed administratively, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you all very much. You all have a great day. Stay safe, okay?
You guys have
Bye-bye.
a good one, too, sir.
Yeah, have a good one. Bye-bye.